Okay, cool. And then I'll put you on spotlight. There we
Oh.
go. Now let's see.
So I learned to make a
Oh,
pom-pom. I still need to
yeah.
wind in the ends, and I did three little hats that now I need to
Oh,
finish up. But they're so fun. It's a little bit
so
addictive, right? It's like, now let me try one with stripes. Now let me
yeah.
try one. But I'm gonna do something else today. I don't know what. I was just trying to decide which pattern to go, which project to take on. So I thought I'd see what
Yeah.
you have planned.
Okay, well, it's crazy. Today I don't have a whole lot planned. This
We'll go
has
with the
been
flow.
yeah, this has been a wild week for me. And so I'm kind of skidding into this session together, but we'll just see where it takes us. I'll answer your questions. I'll show you a little bit about what I
Pamela, can
finished.
you show us the little sweater that you made that had the star on it?
Yes. Let me
Great.
switch my camera.
Oh,
Oh,
look.
cute. Oh,
Oh,
that's really
wow.
cute.
All right, maybe I'm doing a sweater today.
Yeah. So I I went to Amazon. You guys made me think about
Oh,
somebody else last week, and I went and bought some doll hangers. And they're kind of, I made this sweater on a size 7 instead of a 6 because my sixes had the hat on them. And so, anyway, I made them on my size 7 needle, so it's a little bit larger. It maybe it could be, there were some that were wider, just slightly wider, which maybe would have been better, but I didn't, they were plastic or something, and I just wanted these to hang on the tree. So I think they'll still be okay. Let's see, let
yeah,
me
it's
admit.
cute.
I think
Adorable.
it, yeah, I think it'll still hang. And if you want to, take a screenshot or something, it might be helpful. I mean, this isn't the only way to do a snowflake, but it took me a hot minute kind of to figure out how to do it. And what I found is to do the diagonal had the most space. It had more space than the vertical. So I made the longer uh, legs of the snowflake that way and put the little V at the end to make it look more snowflakey and not maybe less star-like and more snowflake-like. And I just did simple crosses. I didn't do any. I started out the first time I did a whipped stitch here, and I found that it just looked too fussy and whatnot, that I felt this looked better. So anyway, that's just a place for you to start. Obviously, it's not the only thing that could be done. And then I too finished my hat with my little pom pom. And I wish I'd have made the color down before the decrease row, but somehow I had knitted too far by the time I realized, oh, I wanted to put a stripe in it, and so it was too late. But like what you were saying, Mary Jean, it's like, who cares? You'll make another one, so don't stress over it. And is anyone going to notice? It's going to look adorable on the tree. So,
Yeah.
and then the last thing that I did that I think is going to be really fun, I started a mitt, and I put a strand of some Billy Kid or some kid silk mohair. I put a strand with it so that the cuff would be all fuzzy. I don't know if you can tell, the cuff is
Yeah.
a little fuzzy, and I thought, oh, that's fun. You could make a stripe on the sweater all fuzzy. Um, I don't know. It just kind of, to me, it added a little dimension that I hadn't thought of, and I thought, well, that's going to be fun. So, so that's really where I'm at. Um, Let me switch the camera. So weird switching the camera back. I always have to. I say switch camera, and it doesn't do anything, and then I do it the second time, and then it works. So, um, so welcome, Linda. Welcome, Cheryl's joining here. So welcome, Cheryl. Does anybody have any questions? I did have one more thing that I wanted to talk to you about just briefly, but does anybody have any questions about what they were working on, and maybe I
No,
can
I
help.
have made a couple of little sweaters, but each one of them, the arms have not come out correctly. Nothing like yours did. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, to be super honest, I wasn't 100% happy with this. I thought, oh, the next time mine will come out better. There was a bit of a funny when you said they didn't come out right. What was the problem?
Well, oh, you think so? I can try it. Wait a minute. My husband says maybe it would be easier if I were someplace else. It is really noisy here. Um,
Where are you traveling to, Casey?
we're going to Morro Bay.
Oh,
Yeah.
just north of me.
Yes, it is just north of you. That's
Yeah.
right.
Love it there. One of the best camping trips I've ever been on was a car camping trip to Montaña del Oro.
Oh,
We
yes.
oh,
Yes. We go
took
there
we
every,
took our bikes and we rode. Anyway, go ahead.
yes, it's lovely there. And we're planning on going there on, well, Thursday for sure, because we're hiking with some friends.
Oh,
Yeah, we
beautiful.
just love Morro Bay. We've gone for years and years and years over Thanksgiving, so it's fun. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic.
what, they came out funny. I wish I could show you, but I actually left it at home. So I can't. But it's got like, it's too tight on one section and too loose on the other.
Oh, okay. Now that here, let me remove the spotlight. That makes me wonder,
Oh,
if
but
can you see me? That makes
there
me
we go. Yeah.
wonder if you did something that I did and had to take out a couple times. It's really easy on the sleeves as you're knitting. Let me see if I can show you to be really specific on the. It's really easy when you're knitting the sleeves because you have pretend there's only 8 stitches here. And so
Yeah.
when you have 3 3 2, for instance, especially the needle that has 2, it's really easy to get it twisted like this around that
Oh,
direction, and you don't notice it. It's really hard to see because it's, I mean, there's just 2 little stitches there, and you think you pick it up and you think, oh, that's the place, but you really have to. I had to take mine out once or twice because I had flipped it, and then yeah, it was really tight, and you could still continue knitting, but because it was just 2 stitches, but it gave a really
yes.
tight, kind of almost a lump, and I'm wondering if that's what happened to you.
I think that probably is. That's a really good concern. Um, is there anything I mean, I kind of wish I could number my needles, but of course that doesn't work. Is
Well,
there
you don't
anything that
really,
you do?
yeah, you don't really need. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. Is there anything? What?
Is there anything that you do to keep in mind, your needles from one to the other, the way that you don't mix them up?
Yeah, well, your problem, I'm guessing, was not that you mixed the needles up, because always your yarn is going to come from the right needle. You always want the
Yes.
working yarn to be on the right needle, and then the needle to the left is always I mean, you're always going counterclockwise. You're
But I
always
think
going
you're
toward,
right.
pardon? Can you hear me, or
Yes, I think you're right that I turned it.
Yeah, so it's not a matter of using the wrong needle. It's just a matter of that needle was turned like this.
Yes.
And so the tip is the only thing you can do is what I ended up finally doing after I think I had to take out some of it twice. Even when I was looking for it, I did it again. You just have to take that next needle, really pull it out and say, is this flat or isn't it? You know, obviously it's easier when there's 5 stitches or 6 stitches as opposed to 2, but you just really have to make sure that you've got these next 2 stitches are in the order that they're supposed to be in and that they're not pulled, pulled around. You just have to watch on the sleeves. That was where I had trouble, was the sleeves. I
Okay,
think,
I'll just be more careful.
yeah. And this side, let's see, which side was it? Actually, I can't tell now. I'm pleasantly surprised. One side or the other, there was kind of a gap here, even after picking up, you know what, it might have been this side. I don't know. It was kind of, there was kind of a gap here. It could have had something to do with the change of color here or something. And even when I picked up that 1 stitch under the arm, it had kind of a funny little hole and gap. So I just kind of flipped it wrong side out like this. And by the way, I left all my tails. I stuffed them up in there. I thought, well, it makes them look kind of full. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, that's me, someone who's very particular, that might, make them lose sleep at night, but I'm a little anyway, I just kind of turned it inside out a little bit like this and found that hole and just whipped it together. And honestly, I think it was this side, but honestly can't tell.
They're
So
so little, you can't even tell.
yeah, and I hopefully the next one I do will go a little smoother. I think it will, but you know what? I'm gonna love this one just as much because it's my first one. So
Okay, I'll be a little more careful with turning my needle. See if that
yeah,
helps.
yeah, I really do think that was what you
Thank
did.
you.
So anybody have any other questions here before I um, go into the next thing that I wanted to tell you? You good to go? You've just made hats, Mary Jean?
I just did hats, but I'm doing the cuff on a mitt now,
Uh-huh. To
but
get
I'll do something
started.
different if you propose it.
No, 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 no. I'm not sure that I'm going to knit a whole something this time. Um, I've been having issues with my hand, and I think I need to rest it today. So, knitting in that position is a little straining it, and so I want to kind of hang on to my hand. But I'm happy to stay here the whole time, and if questions come up as you're knitting, more than happy to hop in and see what I can do. Um, I talked about this last week, and oh yeah, I'm excited to do the scarf, because it's just going to be a couple stitches, and I thought, oh, that'll be fun. That would really look cute on the tree. Mini sweater, and then yeah, I'm working on a mitt. And then, okay, so number one, for everybody who was here last week, you heard that there is a new pattern that puts the hat, the mitts, the stockings, and the scarf. What am I missing? And the sweater. Those 5, they put them all together in one pattern. So let me put that link in case there was somebody who missed that. Let me put that link in the chat so you can download it. Also, if you purchased either a blue, which is called Holiday Frost, or the classic colors, which is called Holiday Cheer. If you purchased either one of these, tomorrow I have an email scheduled to go out that will also have the link for the pattern. So tomorrow morning, there's an email going out to everybody who purchased this to say, hey, we've got the patterns all in one. Blue Sky Fibers just sent those to us, I want to say a week ago, late last week, right before the knit along last week. Also, well, here, let me get this before I get ahead of myself. So here's the link. Here's the chat. So once again, if you didn't get the patterns all in one, here's the link to download them. If you can't download this for any reason and you did purchase holiday bundles, no matter which color you purchased, you will get, tomorrow morning, you will get an email with a link. Check your spam if you don't see it. I think it's scheduled to go out in the early morning hours, sometime, I don't know, 4 or 5 or something like that. So I want you to be sure and have that. The next thing I wanted to say is, and what's the best way for me to show this? Oh, I know. Here's the best way. If you go to the website, if you go to the website and you go to the, and again, here's the link in the chat. And if you can't access this link for some reason right now, you can just go to the website and go to the mini snowflake kit. You can go to kits and there the shop Holiday Cheer is there, or there's any number of ways you can go to it. But scroll through the photos. The third photo has all of these hats and socks and sweaters and scarf and mitts and everything, all in these colors, all in the Holiday Frost colors. And they will just inspire your imagination. So if you got got a bundle of these colors, then you can get some ideas off those. So I was kind of excited to see those. That's the first time I'd seen them. And again, Blue Sky provided this for us. So I was kind of excited about that. So we can make the snowflakes, or we can make the same thing as you're knitting there. I do have more of this kind of bundles. I've ordered a few more of the Holiday Cheer. I wasn't going to, but I ended up ordering a few more of the Holiday Cheer. So I will be getting just a very few more in probably a week, within 2 weeks. But I do have more of this color. So if you decided that you wanted to make the sweaters and everything, you'll get the pattern for that as well. So that's my update. With that, so Casey, what do you think you'll knit next?
I'll try that sweater again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll try.
Yeah. And as far as if you want to put a Christmas tree or something on here, I think the Christmas tree, you can see it again on our website. You can just go to that.
Okay.
If it's not on the pattern pictures. You can see it on the website with the one with the Christmas tree up close. And I think what they did is they whipped the trunk and then they just made lines going off, from the trunk, just straight lines, no
Okay.
whipping into just a very simple tree. And that's really easy. Actually, I'm really excited. I wish I would have put the mohair on this stripe. I'm really happy to make it fuzzy. I'm a mohair freak, I guess. I really
Well, it
like
looks so cute though.
it does. It does. So let's see. Another sweater, and you're working on mitts. How are the mitts coming along?
Well, my mitt, where it says pick up the one stitch, I wasn't quite sure what that meant. So my mitt's
Well,
a little funny too.
okay. Well, um, yeah, I've got a ways to go before I get to that point. So maybe to make it easier on my hands, I'll sit here and knit with you. Knitting under the camera, I kind of have to stretch at a stretch, and it makes it a little more difficult. So let me knit the mitt along, and let's see if I can get to that point, and we can talk about that. Okay?
And maybe somebody else has a question.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Any
yes.
questions, Mary, Linda, Cheryl? Let's see. Now I have to figure out where I was. Where am I? What's everybody doing for the holidays? Are you staying home?
We always take the week of Thanksgiving as like our family vacation. So I live in New Jersey and we're headed to North Carolina to the Outer Banks. So I'm like
Oh,
starting to count down the days. We're leaving the middle of next week, and it's nice because I get my children live in North Carolina and my friends come, and it's
oh,
happy time.
that kind of sounds idyllic. I've been watching some kind of, some of those schmaltzy Christmas movies that come out this time of year, and I've kind of been watching them and seeing all this warm, fuzzy, it sounds like a Christmas movie to me, what you're going to do.
What will
Pamela,
you?
what are you doing? Are you
Um,
staying at home?
yeah, I think we'll probably stay home, probably take it quiet. I've got a sick kitty still who's probably in her last days, weeks, I don't really know. She's not really eating, but she seems to be eating enough to, so we can't go anywhere. We can't leave her. I've had her for 14, 15 years now. And
Oh,
so
oh, that's
she's
so
my,
hard.
it's ridiculously hard. And if I talk too much, I will cry because
Yeah,
I've just kind of
don't do
basically
it.
been bawling all day, every day. It's just really hard.
I'm kind of wondering how noisy it is for everybody else
No,
being
we
in.
can't hear anything.
No? Oh, good.
No.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Thank
can't hear a
you.
thing. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Okay, which row are you on, Mary Jean? On the
I
mitts.
just finished, I think I just finished the 4 ribbing rows. Rows
Okay,
one,
cool.
I think. Of course, I'm chatting, so I haven't exactly paid close attention to my count, but I think I did 4.
I know. And I just realized that I did
And
the
they would look
classic.
cute with it. If I did an extra row, it would still look fine.
I think so too, because I'm quite certain I did an extra row earlier this week when I was knitting it. I know I did an extra row. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
And then what do you do for Christmas, Mary Jane? You do such a big splash out for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
What's
it's
Christmas like?
it's been the last couple, well, I'm trying to think. It used to be my daughters would come home, but now that my one daughter has a couple little guys at home, she has stayed there. My husband had he has a like a bad blood cancer, and so 2 years ago he had to isolate before a stem cell transplant. So we were definitely home alone. I don't know what we're doing this year. I haven't planned that far ahead.
Yeah, yeah. And your husband's doing well after his transplant?
Yep, yep. They say
Oh,
it's
that's
not curable,
wonderful.
but they're definitely with the medication they hold it off. So we just
Oh,
trying to enjoy everything we have.
bless your heart. Yes, I totally I know about that
It's no fun.
more than you might know, and I won't get into it, but yes.
Okay, we'll talk
I
later.
yeah, yeah. It's
But sometimes I like the peace of being just quiet and on my own. And, I
yeah,
think it'd be so nice to have a whole day with nothing planned and
yeah.
could
Just
watch Hallmark
quiet.
movies and knit or just,
Yeah. I totally am with you on that. I think I'm a little bit of a homebody to begin with, but I think the pandemic sort of cemented that for me. And it's like, oh, it just feels so good to just, you know, cozy up and cocoon a little bit.
I think we're maybe both introverts.
Yeah, I think so. I know I definitely am. I definitely am. As much as I enjoy these knit alongs. Did anybody join the mystery knit along? It's coming up. I guess I've kind of lost all my talkers here, except
Ah,
you. You're the only one left.
maybe Cheryl or Linda or Mary will join us.
I think Cheryl had. Oh, there's Cheryl. And you know what? I think something happened
Oh,
to Casey. She's out and about. That was really sweet of her to join.
I bought the persimmon wrap from your website. And like I saw it, I don't know how I first saw it, maybe on Facebook or something, and I just like I loved I just love it. And so every time just now, because you posted, I went back to your website and I looked at it again. Like I'm into well into it. I love it though. I love the colors. I love the variation in the stitches. It's lots of fun.
Yeah, isn't that fun? I you got the persimmon color, right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I keep looking at the other one too because those are pretty also.
Yeah, they're beautiful. But that persimmon color one, I've been out and they've been out of one of the yarns. Um, and so I have lots of people who are
Oh,
waiting
mm.
for more of that color. So I'm supposedly they were saying 3 or 4 more weeks. So I don't know. We'll see. Everybody probably assumes, or people, or I would assume if I were in looking from the outside in, that somebody who owns a knitting shop would just spend so much time knitting. Oh, there's so much that goes into running the business that I don't spend as much time knitting as I wished. I would really love to be able to hunker down and even spend a week just knitting and watching movies or something.
I give us a vacation.
Yeah, vacation, yeah. Something not in the cards. Oh. There's just something about when I start to knit, it's like my blood pressure goes down, everything kind of relaxes.
All right, I'm up to the make one stitch, and it's not the make one that I thought I always did. So I'm reading the directions. Insert left needle from front to back, under strand, under strand. Oh, oh, okay. I do know what that is.
You want me to show you? Because I'm just about ready to do one here.
Under between last stitch work and that's and left knit. So basically you're knitting, but using, okay, just using
Good.
that goes between the two stitches.
Yeah, let me just do it just in case,
Sure.
because if you had that question, somebody else
I-
watching might have that question. So, so the make one, and you can try to get this tip like this
Yeah,
under, but I'll use an extra needle because I'm starting to use an extra needle anyway, and then front to
flip it
back,
on
right?
here.
Here's
Okay.
that little bar in
Yeah.
between, and then front to back.
And now just knit that.
Yeah, except you need to knit through the back loop. So sometimes it's a little tricky to kind of,
So I don't knit it the same way as a regular knit.
no,
Does
you
something
knit it through
bad
the,
happen if you do that?
yeah, if you knit it like a regular knit, it'll create too big of a hole. Do you see that? Can, am I showing you
Yeah, I
correctly? Let's
see.
see.
I mean, I
If I
can,
do this,
yeah.
I've got this big gappy hole.
Okay.
I don't really have a fully formed stitch. So I have to go in the back
Okay.
and in essence twist that stitch. So through the back and then pull it out, and then I have a fully formed stitch.
Going through the back.
So once again, just for anyone watching later on who might want a little tip, this needle needs to go from front to back through this bar that I've now stretched a little bit because I've knitted it, but it's the bar that goes in between this stitch and this stitch. So you take that bar, and I do it with another needle just to make it easier, and then front to back, right? Front to back. And then you want to knit through the back, through the back. Knit through the back loop. And there we've got an extra stitch. And I mean, it looks like a real stitch. Looks like the real deal.
Make one, knit one, and then we get to do it again.
Yeah.
Knit through the back.
Oh, I did one too many make one rows. I got too many stitches. Ay, ay. That's what I get for talking and
I'm trying to think, what will that, so you would just have a bigger thumb then, right?
yeah,
Or a bigger thumb hole, I guess that would be. Or I'm sure there's a technical term for that, not thumb hole.
maybe a bigger gusset, would it
Gusset.
be? I'm not sure. I'm going to keep soldering on just so that we can get to that funny pickup place because I think that's what KC, she obviously had to scoot, but that's what she was wanting to know so she can watch this later on. I'm going to keep going.
And I'll be on the lookout for not, let's see, there's just three make one. There's three of these make one rows.
Yeah, somehow
Alternate.
I
Yeah.
got too many. I made too many. Maybe it was when I was demonstrating or something. I don't know.
So
Anyway,
yeah, make one.
okay, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take a little scrap of yarn to hold to use as a holder. For those 6 thumb stitches. Here, I'll flip this around again just to show. I just took my large tapestry needle and just slipped these first 6 stitches off. And I'll tie just an easy knot so that I'll use that as my stitch holder. And then I knit for 4 rows. So as soon as you start knitting, then that pulls that thumb together, right? After you've taken those stitches off. Oh, here, let me let me show this. I thought there was nothing. I thought there was nothing to see here, but I think there is. Let's see. If someone's never done much knitting in the round before like this. So I slipped these, I knit to the end of this row. It was row 11. And then I slipped the first stitches onto a stitch holder. And then I'm just supposed to knit the next 4 rounds, the next 18 stitches in a round. But here's my yarn way over here. And here's the stitches I've held. So I've got this big gap that I need to close. And so just do it nice and snug. And see, here's what's going to be my thumb. So this is nice and snug up here. You'll want to hang on to that tightly. And especially on the second one, you want to really hang on to that second one because that second one's what's locking the first stitch in. Those first 2, make sure you apply enough pressure that you get those around. It will make it so you don't have as big of a gap there to sew up. And if you do have a gap, not the end of the world, you'll just take a stitch and fill it in. But you can see here, I got that pretty tight to the tight together. So the thumb's going to stick off in this direction. Oh, I'm so excited. It's so cute with all the little fuzzies. I'm going to knit off this because I want some of these stitches on this other needle. Since I lost them by this, so I wanted to kind of redistribute a little bit. So I like that. And here's my thoughts on knitting these. I mean, everybody's going to be different. So kudos to however anyone wants to do it. That's the whole point. Be creative and do it just as you wish. But I just took off. I went, oh, okay. I wanted this ruby red. I wanted a classic ruby red and furry muff, or not, furry cuff. So I started knitting with whatever ruby color that I had left, or cranberry, burgundy, whatever color you want to call that. And if I were knitting along, I think I will have enough anyway. But if, say for instance, I was knitting along and I said, oh, I don't have enough to finish, well, then you know what? Oh, let's put in a stripe. Okay, you know what we could do? We could do this anyway. I think I put my mohair away. What did I do with it? I could do a nice little white stripe in here. At any place, probably the next row would be a nice place if I had that and have a little furry stripe there. In fact, now that I've said that, that's what I want to do. But it's kind of fun to create like that. Like, you don't have to have it all planned out and draw it and say, oh, this is what I want it to look like. You can just wing it, and running out of yarn can help be um your you can run out of yarn and that be your guide into where, oh, okay, let's do another color. Well, whatever color we could, you can't go wrong. Anyway, that's how I like to do things, especially on things like this. So you can see I still have, as tightly as I snugged it at, there's still a bit of a, I can stretch it out, but no, it's going to be just fine. Once everything gets done, there will just be a stitch there to pull up. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm going to go see if I can't go get my mohair. I want one row. So here it is. Take just a little tiny end. Put it together. So let's just do one row of white, just to put a little furry stripe in there. Hang on to that tail. And hang on tightly to the tail and make it a little longer and wrap it around however you want to hold on to it tightly so you don't pull it out. You can let go of it now that we have enough stitches in there to hold it down. Did you, Mary Jane, did you just do one row of, some of your stripes were just one row around? I mean, one contrasting color?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try that here and see. Just do one and see if it makes a difference. Okay. And now making sure I tug that one down. I'll just start knitting again with the cranberry colored yarn. I think I'm going to put, this is kind of getting me all in the mood. I think we're going to put our Christmas tree up a little early this year.
Will you
Especially
do,
since,
will you do a little tree and put these ornaments on it?
yeah, I want to do that. I have, I don't have a, excuse me, I'm going to mute myself a second so I can cough. And then I don't have a lot of space anymore, or at this for this stage. So we just do it's like a 3 foot tabletop. We have a place that it fits very nicely. And I have, of course, all my ornaments from when I had large trees and used to do more than one tree. And so I have some that are, I have a set of ornaments with classic Christmas colors and kind of, I collect Santas. And so I have that. And then I have more of a white and woodsy white and burlap and wood type tree that the holiday frost colors, these colors would just look beautiful
I was
with.
thinking, yeah.
So I may have to do a little switcheroo and I'm going to cut this now. Do a little switch and switch to some of those colors to make some ornaments depending on which set we do, decorate the tree with this year. I'll get some input.
I
And
like
find
your
it.
idea. Last week you suggested doing a couple each year. And so,
Yeah.
because otherwise, those of us that are just starting with this, you can make yourself crazy trying to get it all
Yeah.
together, yeah, without having a lot of time.
Yeah.
I
It's
guess
not worth it.
but once you get going, they don't take long. Like the second and
Yeah.
third of the same type of ornament go much faster as you figured
Exactly.
out you've almost memorized the pattern.
And to be honest, I hadn't worked a ton with double pointed needles. I'd never become proficient with them. And I don't know if I don't know if I can say I'm proficient even now, but I do feel that I've become a little bit, I can use double pointed needles a little bit better than what, it doesn't feel so much like I'm rubbing my head and patting my tummy or whatever. Sometimes you just feel all thumbs and it's like, what am I knitting on now? I think the biggest thing that's really helped me in case, whoops, I just dropped one. Oh, I'll just use this. The biggest thing that's helped me is I finished a needleful. I scoot that one down to the middle. Here's my next one. So I scoot that up to the point. I take this one out of my hand and I'm ready to start knitting. And doing that little process has kind of like, it's my little routine so that I don't just willy-nilly start in with some other stitches that I'm not going to be knitting, you know, clear at the end and then falling off. It's kind of helped me make sense out of feeling like I'm an octopus here with all of these stitches. Oh, it's looking like a mitten.
Because you've got a thumb, or at least the
Well, I've got the beginning of one.
budding thumb.
Exactly. I've got the beginnings of one. So let's see. I just finished row 18. So now they're going to have me decrease. And as with all of these tiny things, you decrease fairly fast. You know, it's like, okay, we're done. Let's wrap it up.
And I'm just about to slip my 6 stitches onto a
Oh,
holder.
perfect. Perfect. Knit 4, knit 2 together, row 19. Have to steal a stitch here to get my knit 2 together. Oh, and I'm going to be a stitch off because I had those 2 extra stitches and I stuck one of the extra stitches in the thumb. So I have an extra stitch here that I'll have to deal with in one of these rows. So also another thing I've noticed that I'm doing, and forgive me everyone if I'm saying something so simple, but I try to stick all my ends, especially when I change colors, try to stick them all and get down and get them out of the way so they're not clouding up things. Here around the needles. Okay, so I did a little bit of a off pattern thing there just to get rid of that extra stitch. I just knit two and knit two together and then knit the next two together. And now I'm down to the 12 that I should have at the end of row 20. Now I'm starting row 21, just knit two and knit two together. And then row 22. Sorry if I'm ahead of you here, Mary Jean.
That's okay. Gives me something to keep working towards. I'm just trying to decide where I want to change the color. I don't think I want to do it on this row.
Yeah, that on my change of color, I don't know, there's not much fuzzy on that, just one row, but I don't know. I think maybe there is some little fuzz. I
I
don't know.
think it's sharp. Those two colors look really sharp together.
Yeah, I mean, it's such classic Christmas colors, and there's just something lovely about it.
But all the colors in the bundle are so great because they all look good with each other.
You cannot go wrong. You just pick up the next thing and you're good. Can't go wrong. Okay, you see here how I know Casey's not here anymore, but how it would be so easy for me to just take that and twist it. And I've got 3 stitches here. Um, I almost started to do that, and then I went, whoops. And you can see that even with 2 stitches, it would be that much easier. So anyway,
It sounded like when you shared that, she felt like, oh, I think that's it.
yeah. For some reason, I really feel like that's what she did because I did it. I, in fact, I think I finished one whole sleeve and I didn't notice I had done it. And I took it off and I went, wait, what is all that lumpy stuff? That does not look right. And anyway, took it all back down. So oh, now I got 6 stitches. Cut the tail, thread it through. Here's another thing that I do. Rather than, hopefully you can see here. Goodness, sometimes I feel like these colors don't show up very well on camera, but here's my tail and it's attached to this stitch, right? So rather than take my needle and to go back this direction, I take my needles or take my stitches off when I'm pulling them through the remaining stitches to close. I keep going in the direction that I was knitting. If that makes any sense. I
Yeah.
feel like it gives a neater closure rather than, I think it helps keep lumps away. I don't know. Let's see if we got lumps here. Okay.
The stripe looks really good.
The stripe does look nice, doesn't it?
Yes. It's
And then
adorable.
once I put this down, now I'm going to So again, I kept going in the way that I was knitting. I took the stitches off with this in the way that I was knitting. So I'll keep going around to the next stitch before I put my needle down and give it a tug to hopefully get rid of any lumpies. And I can secure that better on the inside later, but there, I think that looks like a
Adorable.
nice.
Now you only need a spot for your thumb.
That's right. I just need the thumb now. So let's move on to that. And you're almost there. Do you want me to wait for you, Mary Jane?
No, keep going. I'm fine. I'm just on row, I just finished row 12, so I have to do 6 more rows of just straight knitting. And I need to change colors and I need to wind a little ball, so.
You know what? I am thinking that I missed one row in there. I should have done
Uh-oh.
one more row. I mean, it's not a big deal, but again, we're talking. And you know what I might do too is I might run a little thread, maybe even a piece of mohair along the inside invisibly, and just kind of pull it down a little bit so that it looks like it has a little bit of the cuff is pulled down. But yeah, I missed a row in there. I'm quite certain I did. Anyway, la di da. Next one will be better.
Some of the,
There she is.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I lost internet for a minute and I had to completely
Ah,
reboot my computer to get back. I don't know what happened.
we had something like that might have happened.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I have pretty good internet usually, but I don't know. With all this technology going on, who knows? So yeah, you were talking about I-cord. Do you use I-cord on the sleeves?
It was Cheryl, I think, that was saying that. And she said she took a gnome knit along or knitting class and they used the I-cord for the sleeves on those.
I think
I
that's
feel like
great.
that's something you guys were talking about last week too.
But it was like a arm that was colored to where you didn't need a sleeve because it was all the hand and the arm were together in this I cord.
Uh,
And
Yeah,
they
I
did
don't
it
know.
just by, yeah.
I think we should try it. While I was waiting, I decided
You wouldn't have the open sleeve then. I don't know if that would change the look of it. I don't know in a little sweater like that whether it would matter.
I don't think it would matter. I'll try one this week. I know we don't really have another knit along scheduled, but
You could always post it.
yeah, I can always post it on whatever. But yeah, I'd like to in the Facebook group. But yeah, I'm glad you reminded me of that because I had forgotten we'd talked about trying that.
I wondered, do you have a Facebook page group? Sounds like you do. That was probably
Yes,
a
yes,
dumb.
yes,
Let
yes.
me
Here's
log in and just see if I can find it.
I can give you the link as well.
Oh, maybe I think maybe you did that.
The my internet decides to work. Looks like it's working. Here, I can give it to you again.
Alrighty.
There it is again. And if you request to join right now, I will
Oh, okay. Let me
I
get
will
to
add you right now.
it's my spot. There we are. Chat. Click on that.
Have you ladies seen those uh I-cord little doohickeys that have the three little needles on them that you just kind of, I'm not quite sure how to describe them. I've been curious to try them. I mean, I enjoy knitting I-cord
Is it like
personally.
it's some kind of a tool for I-cord?
Yeah, it's a tool. It's kind of, it's got a little handle like this, and then the end of this is three little needles in a row, just flat in a row, and it has you just kind of wind it around. I don't know. I've not
No.
used it, but
It almost sounds like those spools, like when we were little, there was a spool that had little nails on the end of it. Is that the same
I
idea?
think that's the same, even though they're in a flat row, it creates a round, excuse me, it creates a round I cord according to what I saw. Um, but yeah, I think it's that same theory. Okay, now moving on to what um, KC was asking about. Let's see, I'll switch this and see if I can't. Let's see, leaving a 10 of them, leaving and pick up and knit 2 stitches at the gap. So let's see if I can do this. Okay, so here, here's my, here's where the thumb goes. Here's all the stitches I picked up um, for the thumb. And then you can see right here where it's supposed to be attached here. They want you to add two, pick up, it says pick up, leaving a 10-inch tail. Okay, so let's leave a tail there. Pick up and knit 2 stitches at the gap. So what I would do is to fill this in nicely. I mean, it's kind of hard. You could pick one up there. If they said pick up one, I don't know if you can see, I'd probably pick one up directly here at the middle. Directly here at the middle, but they said pick up 2. So I think I'd rather pick up one on either side, and that would get me a better so let's pick up. Oops, 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 oops. Can be a little slippery. Pick up. There's one. And then here's the other one. Let's do it on this side of the gap. I hope that you can kind of see, but even if you can't see very well, I just wanted to pick up one on either side of the gusset there. And that's a pretty good size hole, so that would make sense that they would need you to pick up 2 stitches. And then once you've picked those up, and you know what? I'm going to pick it up again because do you see where I picked that up? It was 1 stitch and it's causing a hole of its own. So we don't want holes. So I'm going to pick up through the 2, take 2 legs of the stitch so that it doesn't leave a hole of its own. There we go. That's better. I suppose you could even fiddle with it a little bit more, but I think we'll be good with that. let's see, if we're not, we'll learn and we'll do better next time. So then 3 rounds of just knitting. Now here again, we're at this place where we need to be careful. We have so few stitches, we need to make sure that we get these stitches as they fall and not twist this needle. Three stitches seems to stay flatter and more obvious, but it seems like when you get down to 2, that needle wants to twist. Oh, that's that first stitch, so I need to hang on to this tail a little bit. Let's see, I think I already knit 3. I think I was supposed to be done. This is me. I'm having a hard time counting my rows correctly. I'm getting carried away. They're too long or too short. I'm going to take out this needle full of stitches. Because I think I was supposed to start decreasing. Yeah, let's start decreasing now. That's really something. I'm looking at that closed that gusset up really well. Here, let me get this decreased and off, and I can show you better how well that gusset was closed.
So you ended up picking up 3 stitches?
No, just 2. I'm sorry. Did I say
Oh,
3?
okay.
I misspoke. 2, just like the pattern says, and I did one on the right side of the gap and one on the left side, and it really closed it up. At least I think it did. Let's Let's get these stitches off. So once again, 2 stitches on the needle, really hard to twist it. That's really hard to tell. That looks correct, but it is not. So something to watch out for. Well, let's see. Four stitches left. Cut yarn. Thread through just like we did at the top. And once again, I want to do it in the same direction that I would knit if I were to continue knitting. So here's this stitch. So I would take this next stitch. Order. And now I am very pleased. Here is the gusset, and you can see my thumb is too long because I missed at least one row in here. This should have been a bigger hand, and I can take that out when we're done. But you can see that the gusset here is completely closed without even me having to take a stitch to close it. It actually looks pretty good right there. So the directions work. They do what they say. I'll try to get this little peak pulled down on the thumb. Maybe I can stretch that
Yeah.
mid out. It's not quite so out of proportion. And here I thought I was going to have to use this to close up the gusset, but again, as they would say in England, I am chuffed that it looks just perfect. Yeah, very pleased. Very, very, very pleased.
By the time you blocked it and stretched it out a little bit, maybe you wouldn't have to redo that.
Yeah, maybe I can get it wet, maybe even steam it. Here, I can grab the steamer. If there's water in it already, I could.
It's cute.
It is so cute. Since I have 3 of these made, maybe that'll decide the tree that we do. We'll do the classic Christmas colors.
But seeing these patterns in the other color spectrum, it's very tempting.
I know.
They're very cute. Like at first when I looked at the blues and grays, I thought, oh, you have to do snowflakes with those. But
I
now
know.
seeing them done up, it's like they're pretty cute.
I'm totally with you. totally with you. I oh, here it says it's ready to go. Doesn't have a lot of water in it, but maybe there's enough just to. Oh yeah, that definitely relaxed it. There we go. You're right, Cheryl. I think it's good to go the way it
Oh, and it
is.
looks cute, like fattened up a little bit, like pulled wider a little bit, like that all
Yeah,
works.
yeah, I think so. I agree. I have to decide if I want to pull that in just a little bit. I'm curious, so I'm just going to do it just for the fun of it. I can always take it out if I don't like it, just to give it a little shaping along the mitts. How fun is this? Would this be fun to have a bunch of girlfriends together and just sit around and knit? I mean, I guess that's what we're doing. But as they say, IRL.
Yeah. It's very nice to be able to practically finish a project in one sitting.
It is. There aren't many things that I knit alongs that I hold that can be done that way. I wonder, maybe I need it to go inside and not let it be seen. Let me just try this. Just,
Are you using thread or your mohair?
I'm
Your
using the mohair,
Okay.
and maybe I'm not doing it right. I'm just making a quick little stab at it, and I may do it differently. Here are the ends. Scoot it in a little bit. I don't know. Do we like that?
Now it looks like serious mittens that have a sort of almost a cuff to keep.
Like elastic in it. And maybe I won't tie it down really tightly, but maybe just a little bit helps give it a little shaping there. I don't know. That's the fun. We can try it a different way next time. And you know what? I forgot who it was said. Was it Cheryl? Did you say this last week about, oh, maybe oh no, you were still here. That you mentioned not weaving in all the ends. And whoever said that, I just don't think it's worth weaving in all the ends.
It wasn't me, but I don't think you need to.
I don't think so either. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. But that little guy, he looks cute
So you
and
got a
fun.
hat, you got a hat and a mitt and a sweater then.
That can go on the tree. Yeah, I've got 3 of them. And a scarf would be able to be done in just a jiff. So a scarf and a stocking. You know, somebody had a stocking last week that just looked adorable. I can't remember who it was. Was it you, Mary Jane?
No.
No, it was somebody that had a scarf that looked really cute last week.
From this pattern?
Yes, yes, it's on the one. I mean, it's not much of a pattern, but it is on the one that I gave you the link. If you need the link again, just let me know. But if you bought a bundle, you'll get it emailed to you tomorrow morning. Where? I mean, the pattern is pretty rudimentary. It's like cast on 6 inches. What is it? This is how long it is. It's not much. It's cast on 6 stitches, knit in a pattern of your choice for 7 inches, bind off and add fringe. So, but just having the picture that you can see on the website, just having that there is just enough to give you a little bit of inspiration. You could do it in seed stitch, you could do it garter. You could do it in a little bit of rib and knit one, purl one, rib, and then put some little fringes on the ends. So yeah, I may go ahead and finish the set anyway for this year. So
Well, yeah, the scarf isn't even in the round. That should be quick.
yeah. Yeah.
If you were having a get together and doing a knit along, if you had a real beginner who felt terribly uncomfortable, that would be the first one to start in on, and it would be just as cute.
Yeah, they could join in. It would be, you could use double needles because they're so short, but just two of them and just knit flat. Yeah, that would be fun. I have a friend in town with a cute little shop downtown Ventura, and she has a section of her shop. She sells really fun things. It's called Art House and Co. And Company. And the front of her shop is, just great toys and fun gifts and just fun things for both kids and adults. And then the middle part of the shop is an art gallery, and she's a photographer and takes photos. So we're going to her gallery. So it would be fun. We've talked about doing a live knitting session there in her little gallery. So I don't know. We'll see if that happens, but it's really fun to do these knit-alongs. What I love about these knit-alongs over Zoom is the fact that I get to connect with people that I would never get to connect with, all across the United States. And even one of my friends moved from LA to Paris, and she, on occasion has joined in. It's a little bit uncomfortable timing. I think it's like 9 o'clock at night there for her, but that's been fun. To just be able to meet people, across the United States. I know there was a lovely lady last week, Janet. Oh, anyway, just a lovely lady, and she lives in Georgia, and they've been going through, that hurricane situation and some really bad.
Yeah.
So, just to connect with people and to remember that, we're all living different lives, and our areas affect, what we're going through. And I don't know, just makes your world a little bigger. I really like that.
I think since COVID too, people are more comfortable doing Zoom meetings
Yeah.
because lots of people were forced to do it for work or other reasons, and now it's just pretty straightforward.
Yeah. We all expected, or yeah. Yeah. And I love seeing you, chatting with you, and it's been really lovely.
So are you going to do that scarf or that knit along scarf?
You mean, am I going to hold another knit along?
That one, the multi-stitch scarf that they're going to do
Oh, the mystery knit along. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now, did you, if you purchased the knit along, I
I
put out
haven't
some.
bought it yet, but I did sign
Okay.
up for I haven't bought it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, there's still time, and yes, I did decide to do a knit along of our own, and on the 21st, the pattern comes out. All I have here is some of that Sayama yarn. Oh my God, that Sayama yarn is amazing, and you can't tell if I showed it to you. What did I do with it? Anyway, I got so much yarn. But that Sayama yarn is soft and beautiful and lovely. It's really special yarn. And so this is Pasquale's mystery knit along event. They planned it and let the shops that carry their yarn join. I think there's only maybe a couple here in the United States. I'm one, and I think there's one back east. I forget the name, who are participating, because I think Pasquale is in a lot of areas in the world and not a lot here in the US yet. wonderful company, very eco-conscious, great treatment of all their animals. And I really, really love the company. Anyway, they are doing an Instagram live on the 21st. So if you've signed up and been on the email flow, that would have been in the email flow that you received, to know about that Instagram live. I'm going to join the live as well. I believe it's at 9 o'clock in the morning on Thursdays, and they're going to hold it all 4 Thursdays. So they're holding it on the 21st, a few days before the first pattern drop. The first part of the mystery pattern drops on the 24th of this month. So that would be a Sunday. So I decided that on Sunday, Dizzy Knitters and I put out that we would have our own knit along for anybody who wanted to. After we did the Instagram live with Pasquale and seen what they have to say, and then got the drop. I mean, I don't have the pattern either. It's a mystery to me as well. So I'll get the pattern on Sunday along with all of you, and then we'll have our own knit along so we can discuss what we see. When the first part drops, and then the next Sunday the second part drops. I mean, that's how it goes. If you purchase from the Dizzy Knitter, I have to manually do this. There's no way of giving a separate code to everybody, but everybody gets a code to get the pattern for free off Ravelry. So it takes about 24, 48 hours for me to email you that code. So really watch for that. If you've purchased the yarn, you get the pattern,
Okay,
to be able to.
it's not too late then. I don't.
No, it's not too late at all. It's as long as we are sold out of some of the colors. I have ordered more, but we're sold out of some of the colors. I think maybe 4 or 5 of the colors, but we have more in stock, and they'll ship out within 2 or 3 days of
Okay, so
your order. So there's still
I'll
time.
check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's still time. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I
On
love
your
it. So
website, like, how do you see, is it the holiday knit along, mix it up scarf?
yes.
But how do you see color options? Or am I not looking in the right place?
Let me look at it with you.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I
Quite all right.
it
No,
might not be what we're to be talking about.
absolutely. We talk about
Knit
this. So
along
if
with
you,
us. Sorry.
so if, oh, are you looking at the here? Let me give you I think maybe you're looking at the sign up. Are you looking at the sign up?
Yes. Is
Okay,
that the
so
wrong spot?
you sign up there, but if you go to this link, go to Mix It Up Scarf in here, and I'll give you the link. This is the product. That's the sign up. You have to do both. If you purchase, you do need to sign up, or you can sign up and not purchase. That's fine as well.
Oh, I found. Okay, thank you. That link worked.
Yeah, so then
Okay,
these are
so
the
it's like
colors.
solid. Okay, gotcha. I love agonizing. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I always agonize over what color I would do.
I know, it's fun. There's still some beautiful colors left. I don't know. Does that mustard yellow, they call it curry, does that go with gray hair?
I don't know. I think it's a pretty color.
It's a gorgeous color. I'm thinking maybe. I mean, I love the color. I just need to make sure that it will look good on me. We have olive green left, and of course black.
You got the grays left?
And the greige, I think that it's a gray beige, that color. Yep, that's still available. I actually really like that color. That's the color I have some. Oh, I see it. I see it here.
The lavender would be pretty with gray hair, but I don't know if you wear lavender.
Yeah, absolutely would. I'm out of that until I get the next shipment in. And it comes from Germany, though it usually comes fairly quickly. But I started knitting something else in it, another scarf. Oh my gosh. I just can't. Yeah, this is the grayish. Let me. Let me make it a little bigger.
That's darker than it looks on the website.
Maybe.
Is that the other gray, the darker and?
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at the. Oh, you know what? This was a sample they sent me. I think it's not. There is no color on this one. So I take it back. I thought this was the grayish, or the anthracite, but
maybe that one.
I feel like this has brown in it though, like for that. You know what? There's no color on this. These were samples, and maybe they didn't finish out. But talk about soft. Oh my gosh.
Does it only use one skein?
No, it uses 6.
Oh, it's a big scarf then.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I've never seen it. They show just a little portion of it here in that first picture. You can kind of see all the little different let's see if I can.
Yeah, you can't tell the size.
Yeah, you can't tell. Yeah, let me share my screen.
I don't know, would the stitches show up good in a dark color though?
Well, remember that, yeah, I remember that when you photograph it, you can see that now, right?
Yes.
You can see my screen, yeah. When
Yeah.
you photograph things, photographing in a darker color doesn't show up as well as it does show up in real life. But yes, you're correct. But that would show up beautifully. I mean, the black would look pretty with you would feel the texture a lot. We've still got ecru, and we still have this almond color, which I love. Can't wear that color anymore. That used to be my favorite. And then, of course, the anthracite and this grayish color. Anyway, yeah, I wasn't sure about joining this, and putting in. How do I get you back here? Stop share. I wasn't sure about it, but I'm just really glad I did. People have just really loved it, and it's going to be fun. I've never participated in anything like this before, so it'll be a lot of fun. So I think, let's see, what time is it? It's almost 2. I think we're gonna scoot for today. But thank you so much for joining. Mary, Linda, lovely to have you here. And thank you, Cheryl and Mary Jean, for contributing and chit-chatting. Oh, where are you in the mitt, Mary Jean?
I am just trying to figure out how to pick up the stitches in the gap. Here's my, oop, I'll take this one out. Wait. Here's my,
Oh, that's pretty.
oh, there I am.
See, you have a
That's-
nice, yeah, my mitten was too short. Stubby, yeah, you did it
I-
right. So
I
that's
like the
perfect.
green, yeah. That's
Oh,
pretty.
it's beautiful. So now can you see on the gap,
Yes.
can you see where there's two sides, there's a left and a right side, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pick one up on each of those and then
Yeah.
just a couple
And
more
then
rows.
just continue on. Yeah, I was shocked at how well it closed up. So, and if it doesn't for some odd reason, then take a stitch and put it
Yep.
together. All right, ladies. Lovely
Okay.
to see you. You have a great week, and hopefully
too.
we'll see you on the 21st and the 24th.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
doing this. It's much appreciated.
It
You're
was fun.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure, and have a wonderful vacation. It sounds just idyllic.
Thank
Post
you.
post some pictures on the in the group.
Okay. Thank you. I will.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.